Ready, Stace? Ready, Darce? Here we go. It's our big hit. Twins.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Stacey is the one who's always got my back.
Yeah, Darcey's love life, that's a lot to unpack.
True.
Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing.
House of 11, we've had lots of guy trouble, that's well known.
I've got a fiancé and she's alone.
Wow.
All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain or sun. We've got tight faces, but in tight places, we think and we act as one.
Take it, Darce. Manifest our twin power.
Scooter bapa dee bahada
Adapa-da, do the twins. Appa-dapa, hat-da-ga. Ooh, my boobs shake when I do that. Ooh, ooh, ah.
Ready, Darce?
Ready, Stace?
They said that this time. It's like they've been listening to us.
If Stacey and Darcey listen to our podcast, they need to let us know because I will
freak out.
I will be gagged. Gagged. We love them.
Ready, Darce?
Ready, Stace? Let's go. Remember we were snow buddies going down the snow slopes?
Nobody's.
Mom,
stop it.
The one guy tried to pour a beer on my boobs, and I was like, I'm not that kind of girl. I'm a lady. Shush.
And I had that kind of like hit that hip thing.
Can't do that.
Break a hip. Nice.
Can't do that now. Can't do it now.
Probably wouldn't be able to get up.
Yeah. You ain't gonna do. Don't you gonna tell about that?
By the way, I need to apologize to the family of Jackie Mason, who I inadvertently murdered by mentioning on the podcast.
You did.
In reference to Debbie sounding like the comedian Jackie Mason. Because she kind of looks like this.
Y'all, welcome to Darcey and Stacey. Season 2,
Jackie
episode.
Mason, rest in peace at 93. I apologize.
This is season 2, episode 2. Blinded by Love.
Blinded by love.
Blinded by Love. Y'all. Oh, God. You're just going to keep saying it again. If you're just listening to us, some of you do that, and you're not watching the show, you need to be
watching the show.
Give yourself some joy. Pause us. Go and watch this episode of Darcey and Stacey. Also, there is some content. There's an extra scene on Discovery Plus every week, and I watched the one from
I missed it.
It's like 6 or 7 minutes long. The one from the first episode was Darcey was like, yeah, my mom sometimes kind of talks a lot. She just kind of goes on random tangents, and they show her in the car, and her mother is pointing out everything they see, every restaurant they see as they drive by, while Stacey's trying to tell her that Georgi proposed to her.
There's a Friendly's.
That's exactly. She's like, oh, had a chicken parm there. It's real good.
Steak and ale.
Oh, there's that gas station when your father left me or whatever. She's just going on, and it's hilarious because all of our parents have done it, and
there's that White Castle.
Yeah, it was so. I love their mom.
Maggiano's Little Italy. You always get a good meal.
It's better than the Olive Garden. I don't care if you get free breadsticks.
I always overeat at Maggiano's. People have their birthdays there, and you basically roll me out the door in a wagon wheel. Oh,
yeah.
It's bad.
Anyway, y'all, this show is wonderful. I have to say, too, God, I love this family. There's not a person on this show that doesn't give me that doesn't give good TV. Even her daughters are shady and funny.
They are. I think Papa Silva and Mama Silva are pretty normal. But
they're still good foils for the insanity of this family.
I don't know how Darcey and Stacey came from these people. They just seem... It's just they live life in such an exaggerated way.
I bet Daddy Silva had his freaky deaky ways.
Okay, no.
Ooh.
Although he was so hot in this episode.
He was so...
Daddy Silva has killed people with the CIA.
I know.
That's why he's in China.
That's why we think he's in the CIA, y'all. So anyway, let's jump into this episode. Oh, it was so good. Like, y'all, Poodle and I have had not a shit. We've actually had a great last 5 days, but we're getting, like we said.
It's been really productive and exhausting.
Y'all, we normally do like one podcast, maybe two podcasts a day. For like the last 4 days, we've been doing 3 podcasts a day and all this, which we're not bitching. We're very grateful, but we're kind of, this is kind of the last one. This is the last one of this stretch. And I have to say, it's like a gift getting to do Darcey and Stacey. I love them.
It is. I took a Peloton ride because I needed to decompress with Tunde, and she said, you know, everything that we hear and she's like, sometimes I ask myself, hopefully no one misunderstands me or blah, blah, blah. And I'm worried about what I'm going to say. But she said, however, there's that one person who's really going to get something out of it. That's all you need. And I went, they are right. And I always crowd a 2-day ride.
Meanwhile, my father wanted ice cream and it's 100 degrees today and I'm emotional and I ate a hamburger and french fries and a hot fudge shake from Brahms and I almost cried as well.
You deserve it. You've been working hard.
You know what? In my defense, I only drank half of the shake and then I threw it away and I yelled motherfucker when I did it because I was angry to do it, but I didn't eat all that shake.
I can never eat a whole milkshake.
I don't think I can.
Who does
it's
that?
Too much. It's too much.
Come at us if you have no problem finishing a milkshake.
Good for you. Good for you.
Probably have diabetes.
Not me. So y'all, okay. So first we're going to get Stacey and Florian. They just moved in and...
I want to pop your pimples. Come on, let me pop your pimples in your back.
Y'all know I love popping pimples. Ooh. My boyfriend will never let me do it. I always try. I'm like,
it's disgusting.
No, I like it. I'm just saying, Stacey, Darcey and Stacey went on Dr. Pimple Popper, I love Dr. Sanderly, my head would explode. I'm just saying crossover.
And she's got these awful nails.
Her nails are terrible. And so she's popping the pimple, and Florian says, you know,
it's no filter. Very open here. No filter.
Stacey's like, very open. He waxes me. I make him go to the store on those special times. The special times.
And he's when I'm looking
flowing
down.
When I'm flowing and going. When I'm gooshing and swooshing.
Stop.
Special times.
Stacey, no, please. Please. United Stacey.
Y'all, also, so they're looking at the photos from the photo shoot. I have to say, I'm not even going to tell it.
About potential.
If you don't listen to 90 Day Fiance Cray Cray with Kim and Kyle, do yourself a favor and listen to Darcey and Stacey and listen to Kyle describe Florian's pictures. That's all I'm going to say.
It's really funny.
He's very funny. I highly recommend.
They're very Eastern Bloc looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, y'all, the photos. Poodle, what'd you think of the photos?
On the internet, people were describing them as cut scenes from the saddest version of Newsies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I did not think the quality of these photos looked good.
No, his makeup wasn't good. Maybe these are non-retouched.
Here's the deal. Poodle and I once got photos done from someone who was a really good photographer, and I knew them like 5 years ago, and I was like, I haven't seen her in 5 years. Poodle, let's go.
I stepped in poop in her backyard. There was dog poop everywhere.
It was horrible. And
it was not a good experience. And someone had really built her up to be great. Know.
Well, my first pictures were so great. And so, anyway, y'all, if you haven't seen somebody in several years, check in before you agree.
And we saw the photos, and I was like,
and we kept saying these aren't good because mainly the lighting was horrible. And she kept saying, I'll fix it in post. I'll fix it in post. Y'all, I bet this photographer kept saying it because the lighting is terrible, and you can't fix that.
No.
You can't fix bad lighting.
He looked
That's it.
so malnourished. Like,
yeah,
he
that's
looked
just-
like...
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
just Florian.
But I don't know why they wouldn't put makeup on him. He looked like he didn't have on a ton of makeup.
I don't get I get why, even with all of Darcey's boyfriends, horrible boyfriends, Jesse, he's crazy. But I can understand what Darcey kind of like. I mean, he was lying and totally like pretending he was practically someone else. But I can understand why she fell in love with Jesse. I can understand when she first met Tom was funny. I can understand why she fell in love with Tom. I can understand Georgie. Florian, he's not necessarily lovable. Like, I don't see what's, and I don't mean it
He's
negative.
like a stuffed animal velociraptor.
Yes.
Not really cuddly.
Yes.
The feeling of his collarbone when you rub your arm across it just cuts you.
Yeah, it's like a Teddy Ruxpin that someone took the soul out of.
Yeah.
But maybe
or just or like a sharp bag of bones when you sleep with him.
Yeah, that's good. That's maybe he shows a side of her we don't see. So
I think we're seeing it a little more when they have fun with one another.
That's true.
Personally, I think he gets very nervous for the cameras.
I do. Yeah, I agree with that. That's true.
But you're right. As observers, there's nothing special about Florian.
Although the whole pimple thing, the way he was acting with her, actually, I'm retracting that statement because you're right. We are starting to see a little bit of like kind of flirty fun between them.
He's gotten better. Yeah.
You know what? And then like they're on the bed, they move in, and he like jumps on her, and he's like, "I love." You know what? I'm wrong.
Wow.
I just made a proclamation that I acted like I stood
Judge
firmly
Judy.
behind.
Judge
and then
Judy,
in 15 seconds, I just completely undermined myself.
That's my favorite thing you do.
No. Yeah, you don't either.
I do that. Yeah,
we both do that. So anyway.
You distraction me. I can't do it. You distraction me.
Well, I don't know why you said quiet. There's other words you could say, Florian. Other words.
Please be quiet, my love. Silence for a moment. Silence for a moment.
I pushed you because I believe in you. We're going to see you on the cover of Vogue.
Yeah, Stacey.
I love now that he's saying Stace now, too. I enjoy that.
My Siri just took...
Did your Siri just turn on? What happened?
My Siri just went, I'm sorry, didn't really get that. Can I do it again?
Didn't really get that.
Boy, when she doesn't get something, she's a bitch.
She's a bitch. Now, cut to Darcey and Georgie. They're waking up in their apartment, and Georgie's like, y'all, this is so well done. How we kind of see their Stacey waking up in her apartment and what her morning's like versus Darcey and Georgie's morning like, where they wake up, the sun is shining, Georgie makes coffee. Darcey doesn't really like coffee.
Yeah, she's sticking with that headband, which I guess is House of 11 last season.
Yeah, she's drinking that coffee. She's like, there milk in here?
Don't like
bitter.
it.
Bitter.
You know I don't like coffee. He's like, I wanted to make sure you were awake because we had a long night.
Y'all, he's talking about his humongous dick, and they have sex like rabbits.
Ooh.
Yo, Darcey is getting hers. Good for her.
Good for her. So he's basically saying it's time to start our life together. And she said, but I'm kind of worried because he still has his apartment in DC.
So and this is the difference, y'all. Stacey can enjoy the morning with her husband. Darcey has to immediately take 5 seconds to enjoy the sunshine. Georgie even says, what are you grateful for? And she's like, oh, I'm grateful for love. I'm grateful for sun. I'm grateful for
moving vans. Moving vans too. Help people move out of places that they need to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grateful for
I finally feel engaged. I finally feel engaged now that you're divorced.
Grateful for divorces.
Grateful for divorce.
Speaking of, get your Poodle Home collection. Grateful for my divorce pillow.
We do have those pillows. You could get a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of our most popular items in the merch.
Grateful
all
for
of
my
it
divorce.
goes towards it goes towards charity. Our charity house this year, it's Fisher House.
Yes,
honoring or helping military families go stay wherever their military family member is hospitalized. So
grateful for my meds.
Yes,
yeah, all of it.
There you go.
But they basically, she's like, don't understand why you still have that place in DC.
Don't understand.
And he's like, I just need to go there. And she goes, by yourself?
And he's like, well, I was going to move. Because when you think of moving,
we can have you move.
You don't really think Darcey is like, hey, this is the woman who her and Stacey moved in house slippers.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking like Darcey's going to get up and like lift some boxes and move. So he's just kind of thinking, I'm going to go. He's thinking, at least I think, very kind of just, I'm blanking.
He's thinking non-codependently.
Non-codependently, but I was going to say what is it when you're thinking of just kind of the basic operations? You just want to like, just do.
Single-minded?
Whatever. You know, I can't think of it. As my dad says now when he forgets something, fuck it. He says it like this. He'll be, Matt, go it. Yeah, Dad, what you need? Fuck it. Don't remember, son.
She says, I feel better that Georgi is moving out of his bachelor pad, but I really need to know what his life was like there. Because she still has ridiculous trust issues with this person.
I need to know what everything was like, because I need to know we have a forever future. Not just a future, forever future.
It's basically going to be beat per beat, you guys, of what her season was last year with Georgi. But just know it's going to be even more ridiculous.
But also just knows it's grounded in realism, because Darcey is codependent. That's why we love her for it. Y'all.
And at the same because their biggest flaws really are both of the twins. They're both codependent. Stacey's a little less so.
I think much less so.
But Stacey also has problems with not micromanaging.
She has a problem. And you know what? Actually, in Stacey, lest we forget the rough season that Stacey and Florian had last year.
Last season, yeah.
That did not, even their storyline, it really didn't end what it didn't. It's pretty much seemed pretty sure that Florian fucking cheated on her, and she just said, I accept it. We're going to move past it.
Right. Kiss that woman. Yeah. So they are, this is the next scene, you guys, with them is.
Oh, wait, no, you forgot. Georgi said, well, you can come.
Oh, yeah. That's it. We'll go down. Me and Stacey and Florian.
Feel like you don't want me to come. Like, you don't want to come. Like, how long you been thinking this? You don't want me to go? Would you don't want to see your friends? Were your friends with your ex-wife? Did they meet your ex-wife?
Did they meet your ex-wife?
Did they know your ex-wife? Did people know you had a wife? Did you call her wife? Like, what happened? Did your mom know you got married?
Of course, she was my wife. So of course they met friends.
Then that's just not the same. It's just not the same. It feels one-sided.
Yeah.
It's his fucking wife. Of course they know him. She's his fiance, and they've been engaged for what, like 8 months? Known each other for 6-8 months. It's not a long time.
So now, you guys, we're going to the salon. Stacey and Darcey, because we got to get our new extensions. Finally, we're coming out of COVID. We're gonna get glam.
Listen, you know what? I'm just gonna say, I'm applauding. I don't know if you can hear it on the little, but
I can.
This is brave. This is actually brave that women that are this much into beauty and all that kind of stuff go to a fucking hair salon. Y'all, we've been wondering what their hair looks like underneath those wigs. We've been wondering. We have been wondering.
They've been wearing terrible wigs since COVID.
I mean, the Darcey and Stacey wigs we bought are just as good, and we paid $22 each for those.
Mm-hmm. Every time she was on like Bears All, she was on with that horrible white wig.
Oh, and I loved it when she would just move it like up on her head like a hat. Just not even. God, I love her so much. I love them so much because they're just themselves.
She was just moving it around like a fruit bowl.
Yeah, and exactly. Like that's what I love about them because they're bougie, but they're not pretentious. Like they're also.
There's not a lot of self actualization. There's not a lot of self examination either.
But it's like this barefoot bougie. They're barefoot bougie. They're kind of, y'all.
I think you might have just coined a term.
Darcey and Stacey, you need to market that barefoot bougie and fucking do that. And so they take off their wigs, Poodle, and we get to see their real hair.
The first time. And you know what it looks like? I will say, it's better than I thought it would be.
It's better than I thought it would be.
It's not as bad. It's pretty ratty.
Pretty ratty.
But I like how it's shoulder length.
I love the length. I love the length.
Yeah, and so
they have a lot of full hair.
Yeah. But it looks, let's say this, it does look better than some of the wigs they wore.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look healthy.
No.
It looks quite treated.
It's very treated. And I love that Darcey's like, whoa. Well, thought I'd have more gray than you, but I guess I don't.
Got your skunk stripe. Skunk stripe.
Whoa, Stace. Whoa, look at that gray.
You got more gray than me now.
Yes, Stace. Stace, you kind of look like Nana.
Don't say that. No, never.
So, always a dig. And Stacey says,
sexy glam.
It makes us feel old. So, y'all. So they get their hair done, and it's pretty and blonde. And actually, before they put the extensions in, I love their hair that length.
I liked it too. I don't think they needed like the super long Donatella Versace.
Well, that makes them feel. That's we don't think they need it, but y'all, it's all about what you feel. And
it is all about what they need.
And they wanted those extensions, and they want to have this long, beautiful hair, and that is fine.
You know why? Because they're still those ugly duckling girls underneath.
And they're not anymore, but they feel that way. And they need that like long, pretty, because they probably think too, if they had short hair, like their normal length, that's quote unquote mom hair. And they both love being moms, but they don't want to look like a mom.
They don't. Did you notice when she says, we love her hair long, luscious locks. And then Stacey learned a term, you guys, and she's going to tell you, I want to feel 100. 100. That's what kids say these days. 100.
I want to feel 100.
I want to feel 100.
They said that like 3 times in the show. That's Stacey's new thing.
Learned it.
They did. Ooh, I like that. Like that.
Probably.
100. You know, I'm 101. 101. That's what I am.
Probably her boys said that is 100, and she's like, "What's that mean? 100?" She's like, "That's what you say when something is. It's like an emoji," and she's like, oh, "Like that? 100. I'm gonna start using that." They're like, "No, it's already out." Oh, gonna use it. Here we go.
Here we go. So, y'all, the hairstylists bring out their extensions, and they, you know what? We're not even. Let's just do it, y'all. And now, here is a Darcey and Stacey theater. All right, I'm going to be playing the role of Darcey. Poodle's going to be playing the role of Stacey. Picture it: 2 pretty women at a salon are bringing out blonde hair extensions,
actual horsehair,
and scene. Ooh, those are pretty.
I love it. Love the look. Love it.
Those look good.
Long, cascading locks.
Oh, I love them.
But before we put them in,
yes,
we have a ritual.
Yeah.
We have a ritual.
Ritual. Oh yeah. Excuse us. We have a ritual. All right, you hold the hair. I'm gonna get my sage.
Make sure. Go get the sage. Go get the sage.
Get my sage.
Okay. This is going to honor us. And love us.
And
we are rebuking evil energy. Rebuking evil energy. Rebuking.
Panting.
Let it go.
Head and shoulders.
Let it go.
Prel. Purology. We don't want to have
We don't want to have bad karma. We don't want
No,
a
you had
bad.
really bad karma when you went to Amsterdam. Remember that?
Don't want a bad batch. Don't want
Ooh,
a
that was
bad
a
batch.
bad batch.
Remember that
Bad batch of
dark
hair. Bad
dark
batch
hair?
extensions.
Okay.
Got your shoe stuck.
Oh,
Got Jesse. All of it.
Didn't go good.
Didn't go good. Didn't go good that time.
Hair. I want you. May you bring us
Hair. All down to there.
hair. Hair hard down to there.
Hair. Beautiful hair.
Yeah. Bring us
tall, long hair, short hair.
Bring us
all types of hair.
Bring us love. Bring us joy. Bring us
empowerment.
Power. Silver strong.
Power.
Silver strong. Strong.
And then the women say, "We got to go to lunch."
Okay.
Are you?
Okay. Let's just do the sage. We'll just. Whoop! Don't burn the hair. Don't burn it. Oh,
don't burn the hair. Don't burn the hair.
Get you on fire. Don't get your hair. Girl, you on fire, but not your hair. Okay.
And see. I know my throat's raw now.
Oh my gosh, y'all! I texted Poodle just screaming
when I saw them saging those extensions. Now, I was confused. I know some hair is human hair for extensions.
Mm-hmm.
Do they, besides it being from one person, they don't give it, you don't just have your extensions taken out and it goes to another person, right? It's only, you use it one time like condoms.
I don't
right?
know with extensions. I think if it's natural hair, I would imagine you could take out the extensions. A lot of times what I think, I could be wrong, but ladies come ask, but I think you can take out your extensions, drop them off at like a salon, and they will like wash them, treat them, color them.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you could come back and put them in, I think. But it's always human hair. I'm going to say something, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. I would totally do this. Maybe not to this extreme. But if I was putting hair that came from someone else's head, I would want to thank that person. This is a living person that did this. I would want to thank them. Whatever was going on in their life, I would want to release it with love as it was going on my head for me. So I got to say, I don't think I would actually use the sage and burn it in the middle of the salon. I just might say like a little 5 second.
Thank you, person whose hair.
Thank you, person. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's very different than this prosperity gospel that they were trying to get out of their extensions.
It was
Love
great.
You,
honor you. So y'all, they're getting their stuff done, and so that's when they kind of have a conversation. And Darcey's like, "So how are things going in the new place?" And Stacey's like, "Well, pretty good. Have you thought about what we all said about Georgi?"
Yeah, that's what. And Stacey's like, "I think you got blinders on. I think you got blinders on.
Blinders.
Yep.
What do you mean, like a horse?
Sometimes you put on blinders. Sometimes you put on blinders. Sometimes you don't see the things."
Well, we're going to his place in D.C., so I don't know if will blinders be that. If I got blinders, I wouldn't be going to his place.
Listen, Darcey, I just don't want you to get used, okay? No, okay. I just hope he's not using you.
Yeah, I'm not being used. If you think I'm being used so much, why don't you come with me? We'll have a double date, okay?
Okay.
You want that?
Florian will come.
Okay, sure.
Let's go. We'll see. We'll talk about the sock money.
And Stacey says, "I just want to make sure you stick to your guns," which,
like these guns. Ooh, ha, hey.
Ooh, ha. Stacey is good at that for Darcey because Darcey does cave too easily. And
Darcey does cave. Yep.
Now, it's ironic. Stacey helps Darcey stand up for things, but Stacey in her own she has had her moments of not kind of, following through on things.
No, you're right. I think they both do that for the other, both the Silva twins.
So again, if they're not listening to the show, they get their hair done and they look at each other and then we hear the famous words.
Ready, Stace?
Ready, Darce? I mean,
I don't think they'd ever said that before. But because we weren't mimicking them.
No, we were mimicking. They do say "ready, Stace." They have said that, y'all. When they say it, it's like I don't know. It's like people that love Howie Mandel when he says "deal" or "no deal." I don't know. It just made me very happy.
How old is that reference? Jesus Christ! You might as well have been a Richard Dawson Family Feud reference. Good God.
You know.
This is why we're going to be playing retirement homes. And
Yeah,
like a couple,
it's true.
because everyone they will get our references.
They did. But Darcey says, I'm feeling good. We're ready to take DC by storm.
Twin queens of the world.
Twin queens of the world. Twin power. Y'all, I need to get myself a tea. I need a cough drop. That was a lot. We've got
my voice is so raspy.
Oh, so raspy for this. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
So, time to maybe make a plan for a baby?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What God chose, baby? God chose time for baby. My religion says that.
Florian, you just want to plan for a future, you know? I want you to.
It happened, Stacey. It happened. When it happened.
It's a good time though to talk. You know, we've been trying to do it naturally for 6 years. Hasn't happened yet. And boy, I let you sprint. I let you put your baseball players in me a lot. A lot. You've been playing ball for years.
Baseball players.
Yeah, you get it. You always get a home run with me, Florian. Look at those abs. Hey, what I'm saying.
Anyway, so basically, Florian is saying that he's basically saying that his religion says that they don't need to go to a fertility doctor like she is suggesting. However, he does know of a certain because he knows that God will choose when the baby is born. He knows of a certain. It reminded him of a story of a 70-year-old woman. She was 70-year-old woman. I have in phone somewhere. I must look. She was 70-year-old woman. She have baby. It happened. So her husband go out and kill wild boar. They cut head off, put boar head over top house. Then old lady hold younger malnourished child. She turned into a vampire queen, and she take blood from him, and she take blood from him on a regular basis. So he is young, and then you know what? She all of a sudden she have baby. She's 70 years old. 70. But here's the thing: God bring your life. My Siri is still trying to hear me. So, what God bring to your life, God has more power than doctor. You must take blood from youth, Albanian youth.
You done?
Stacey.
You done?
I done.
I tried to give you some Albanian music. And
I don't know what that was.
It just went weird, and then I felt like I was appropriating, so I stopped. I felt uncomfortable. I was trying to give you tall tale. I was trying to roll with it. Didn't go good. So what he's not realizing is, y'all, Stacey and Darcey are 46 years old. So that's not that old to have a baby, but it's also not super easy to have a baby when you're 46 years old. So it does sometimes happen, happens a lot naturally, but she's just like, and why not? And so she was like, and Stacey saying, well, technically it's a little bit harder to have a bit, technically it's a little harder for us to get pregnant. Technically.
God, no technical. God, no technical. What? No need press God. No need press God. No need.
And then he comes up with 70 because the producer says, Florian, do you know what a biological clock is?
70-year-old woman have baby. I have him phone.
And that's where he basically says, I could do research right now on my phone.
So you guys, Annika and Aspen are going to see Darcey, Darcey's apartment, and Dad and Nana are meeting them there, and they're like
gorgeous.
They really are. They want to see what the vibe is like, and
And this kind of clears things up, just so we can say, like, some people asked us last week, like, they're thinking, wait a minute, why aren't the girls living with their moms? Like, what's going on? And are living with Darcey. And Daddy Silva basically says, he's kind of like, look, they've lived here. I don't want those girls going into a home until I know it's a safe home for them.
It's Grandpa. Yeah.
I think this is such a smart and wonderful thing to do, and just a good thing for the girls to know. Let's say they do go over there and they feel like they don't like it. They don't feel stuck. They feel like they have a place to go.
I think Daddy Silva knows Darcey is just this codependent cyclone. So life is never going to be super stable.
He also saw Jesse in the steak dinner, which they show a flashback to. But again, y'all, if you haven't seen that season of Before the 90 Days, but I bet when he saw that, he was furious. And we even find out Aniko and Aspen, this is kind of jumping around, but they talk about later about Darcey's different boyfriends. And we didn't know this, but y'all, Jesse made Aniko cry even on her
birthday party. Yeah.
So I believe it. I think Daddy Silva's like, I'm taking care of my granddaughters.
Well, he said, my job is to protect and advise my granddaughters, and it's bigger than Darcey and Georgi. And I went, well done.
And then you thought he was hot.
Oh, he's so hot.
He really is.
Y'all, Daddy Silva has broken necks. I am certain of it. Just snap necks like in a Bond movie.
He does seem like he is very like athletic or something.
I know. He could just take me down. To be. Interrogate me under a hot light.
I think you're right.
Find the truth.
I think he's CIA. I'm sure of
necks. It. Yep. He was Darcey busy in China.
She said he was gone a lot overseas all the time.
Yeah. Traveling salesman. Right. Sure.
Selling encyclopedias in 2010. Sure.
Right. So basically they are they're talking to Georgi and Darcey up there, and they're talking about, my kids weren't out always too high on that. Like, remember steak night? And they're like, yeah, we do. Yeah. It wasn't great. Maybe don't bring up traumatic things that you dragged us to participate in as children.
But they see the place. They see Georgi. He's wearing a tracksuit. They don't feel super close to Georgi. Georgi, however, says he feels close with them. He thinks they're smart, amazing kids.
He's pretty aloof in general. I guess that's him being close to people.
I guess.
I think we cut back to Stace a little bit because she's showing mom and dad their apartment, and she's very excited. And they're talking about the mugs that Debbie got them, the Mr. and the Mrs., because that's how Florian talks.
That's what I will say. Again, say what you want to about Darcey, and we stand by this, y'all. I think she's a great mom because, again, she tells her kids, "You're first. You come before Georgi. You come before everyone else.
No one's going to hurt me again.
No one's going to hurt me again. It's all about you feeling comfortable. You feel first. You guys come first." That was a great thing to say. So yes, talk about we're in Stacey's apartment.
They are basically, Stacey says, well, what do you think about Georgi? Think he's a little entitled? This is the thing. I don't know if this is to protect Darcey or to kind of, because Stacey's not really sold on Georgi.
It's both.
It's both. But she just kind of drops it there, and Dad goes, it's like, he's been putting money in his sock. Don't know what that's about.
Meanwhile, they're having, and Nancy's like, I brought you a candle. Y'all, she got this at Home Goods.
This is watermelon.
Yeah, she's water. It's one of those Yankee candles. Have you heard of those? The Yankee candles. They're so good.
And you put it here on the counter. I'm going to tell you where to put it.
That is what my mother will give me something in my house and tell me it's like that vase she got me that she told me I had to put above my fireplace that my queer dear at the time got furious about.
Yes. I bought this. It was on sale.
Did your mom do that? If she gives you something, she doesn't tell you where to put it?
She will.
She did actually when she lived in your place after the coma.
Well, no, she just decided when my mother was living there, she just moved
Y'all,
things around.
She lived in Jake's apartment for like 2 months, and she, bless Jake's heart, she completely rearranged his apartment and bought all new things for him, and just said, and
I
she
came
just
back and it's like, what is this? Some things were okay, but some of the taste level was questionable.
she threw away all of his rugs and just bought him new rugs.
Yeah, she did do that.
I think she needed something to do because she was worried that you were just sitting in the hospital in a coma.
Right. Yeah, I think that was part of it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, but again, Stacey's like, I tell things out. And Florian's like, no, Stacey, don't snitch on Georgi.
Don't like
She's
snitches.
like, "No, I don't snitch. I'm keeping it 100. That's what the kids say. I'm keeping it 100.
No,
100.
Drink every time she said, y'all, because Darcey and Stacey know one thing. They both know if they tell their father, it'll get taken care of.
Yeah, like everything. People Daddy Silva tends to disagree with disappear. Yeah.
They disappear.
So we're snowboarding. We're snowboarding. Snow bunnies. We were good in high school.
Yeah, they were good in high school. So they're snowing.
She's
and
mortifying her daughters. Absolutely mortifying.
And they all like, my mom's just loud.
She is. She's very loud.
Very loud. Very, very loud. So this snowboarding place looked cool.
She's like, okay, time to shred some snow. Let's shred. That's what the kids say, right? We're shredding.
So like cheese. Ooh, I love a shredded cheese.
Love
a breakfast burrito.
Thing, Dad is talking to Darcey about,
and Stacey. Stacey's her.
Yeah, that's right. So Stacey's sitting there. They're sitting there in their kind of like post snow outfits.
Wait. Oh, I can't believe you forgot maybe the best Florian line I've ever heard. Florian. It's when Florian says he doesn't like sneeches, and Stacey says, "Well,
sneeches.
I keep it 100. I keep it 100." And Florian goes, oh God, help me.
Oh God, help me. Oh God. I think Florian does. He's trying to keep her from being so extreme, and I think it's just he understands it's a fruitless errand. So Papa Silva's talking to the daughters.
Yes,
and he's saying stuff. And
it's the way he says things. He's like, it's good to have both of you here around me.
Very flinty. Yeah.
There's some things about your situation that makes me uncomfortable.
When Florian would ask me all the times, say, I want to work. And Stacey was like, yeah, he's ambitious. Really ambitious.
Stacey immediately just is like, he's ambitious.
He's ambitious.
My man, ambitious.
Model potential.
I don't hear that from Georgi. I don't really.
Darcey's like, yep, okay.
Darcey, have you made it too easy for him?
Well, she gets super defensive.
She gets very defensive, and she's like, no. And basically he says, honey, if you feed your dog too much, your dog's going to get fat.
And then Darcey's eyes open and she starts spiraling again. She's already his words. Is he cheating on me? Do I know his friends? Is he still married? Does he want more money? Y'all, the noise in Darcey's head is deafening.
It's deafening. And she's saying, and then Stacey immediately says, and he cashed that, and he put that money in his sock. What about that?
This is what my brother and I called gimmying, when one parent is talking to a child and like, and you did that, and you did that, and my mother would say, "Stop gimmying your brother."
Would you do that to your brother?
Gimme. Oh yes, that was our favorite thing to do. When one person is being talked to, you're like, "And you didn't do this."
I'm gonna have to remember that word when you're gimmying me.
I don't gimme you.
Yeah.
Well, no, gimmying means someone else is talking to you and telling you the things you did wrong, and I'm there like a gremlin behind them saying, "And you also didn't do this."
Yes, like a mischievous elf.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
So basically, And Darcey says, which I get it, y'all. He's a massage therapist. It's a pandemic. She's like, she's like, I don't need to make excuses. And Daddy Silva's like, well, honey, I think you're enabling him. Yeah. You don't mean to enable him, but you're not letting him get off of his ass.
And she does say, well, maybe you should talk to him. Okay.
And he basically says,
I'm going to talk to the man.
Do you want me to have a conversation?
It's like full on like Roger De Niro.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents. Or I kept thinking more like when Michael has to talk to Fredo out in the fishing boat. You've never seen The Godfather, so
no, never have.
You don't know what I'm talking about there.
So Darcey says, I try to communicate, but I don't think he wants to open up. And Daddy Silva's like, I'll talk to him.
So
y'all cut to, it's pouring rain. It's great. We see Daddy Silva pulls up. Georgi gets in the car. And he's like, hey. Daddy Silva doesn't say a word.
It's the ultimate power move.
He just looks at him and he kind of goes.
And then he tries to give him a fist bump. And then Daddy Silva is pretending like he doesn't see him. And then makes him wait for a fist bump. And it feels like an eternity. And I'm like, you're the master.
You're a fucking boss. And he says,
tell me about you.
Let's go find a place to chat.
Let's go find a place to chat.
Let's go find a nice, quiet place.
If I was a place where no one will hear you scream, if I was Georgi, I'm like, am I going to come back?
He takes him to a fucking deserted park where there's a goddamn lake where I'm sure Daddy Silva has sent people to the bottom of. Yes.
Wrapped them in chains.
And said,
have a cement nap.
Exactly. And so they stop the car and he
sleeps with the fishes.
He says, tell me about yourself, Georgi. Tell me about you.
He's like, got a nice family. What's your family like?
What's your family like?
You know what? Let's just theater this. It's easier.
Right.
You'll be Daddy Silva. I'll be Georgi.
And we don't have time for the music. And scene. So,
yeah. Yes.
George. Can I call you George?
Oh, I'd rather you not, but...
So, George, tell me about your family.
I have a very nice family. Family is everything to me.
Yeah.
Family is everything.
Tell me about my daughter. What do you think of you two? You guys in love? Can't come quickly to you?
No, we are in love. I'm very much in love with her.
Long pause, George.
But I must tell you, I am feeling very uncomfortable. I cannot provide for her.
Excuse me while I pop my knuckles. George, family is important to me. I love my daughters.
Yes, I can see. Why are the veins on your neck bulging?
Don't look at my eyes, George. I'm a man who loves my daughters. A man should provide for his daughters, right?
Yes, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah. George, is that sweat I see, George? Are you feeling uncomfortable,
yes,
George?
It's hot in here. It's 50 degrees outside, but it's hot in here.
No reason to sweat. Here, let me turn the air on for you. Oh, that's accidentally the heat. You'll do.
Oh.
George, why do you have $1,400 in your sock?
Sock?
Your sock.
Money?
In the drawer.
That money was for her. I put money in the sock, and
Keep talking. I'm just going to clean my gun. Just keep talking.
That's a very, very shiny gun. Those bullets. You also have bullets.
George, look at me. I'm tired. I'm tired of your talking. You're not making a contribution, and you're hiding the money. Does that make sense, George? You're not contributing. You're not contributing to my household, to my daughter's household.
Please don't hurt me. Please.
You want a Tootsie Roll?
Yes. And see.
Y'all, that's the only way that could have gone.
I was breathless. I was holding my breath watching this.
He's like, I'm hearing two different stories, Georgie. And he's like, I can see through him.
He did say. What did he say at the end after? This kind of shook me that he said this.
It's like, I can see right through him. Because he's done thousands of interrogations in his life.
He does. Yes, he's done thousands of interrogations, and he says,
thinks my daughter's being taken advantage of.
That's the way this episode, he says, looks like my daughter's being taken advantage of.
This was hot.
I was so turned on and so scared.
I was too. This was a good episode.
This was a great episode, y'all. That's it.
That's the show.
That's Darcey and Stacey, everybody. I'm glad we saved this last to do because I have no voice now.
No, you don't. I barely have one.
Y'all, you can go to realitygazepodcast.com for all other shows. Find us on Cameo. You can find us on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast. I'm sure that Sissy Christina's going to be making memes.
Yes, definitely.
Y'all, be sure. If you don't have HBO Max, it might be a good time because we're covering F-Boy Island, and that show's dropping on Wednesday, right?
I think you can probably get a 1-month trial. Yes, the Thursday. The 29th.
Thursday on the 29th. That's going to be covered on this feed, on the free feed. Free feed. So we're very excited about that show. It's just going to be a lot of fun. So we've got other stuff coming. We've got what? Love is Blind after the altar.
Love is Blind after the altar. Love in Paradise, the Caribbean.
Yes, that's on so those things are both on the $5 tier of Reality Gay Extra. Somebody else just asked again, y'all. We are covering Plathville season 3. That is on the $8 tier.
August 24th.
Reality Gaze Extra, the $8 tier, like it was before.
No, it's from the 5 before.
It was?
We changed it. Yep.
Oh, I don't even know what we're doing.
I know it's because you kept fucking it up. So I honestly moved it. That was the reason.
Well, that's it.
You could not put it in the $5 tier.
So, well, that's okay. It's a longer series now. It's like 10 full episodes.
It's an episode, so that's one of the reasons it went there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody, that's the deal. So somebody will keep me straight, and hopefully sometimes it will be Poodle. I'm gonna have to excuse myself in the interior room after talking about Daddy Silva.
Me too.
So anyway, y'all,
what's their sign off for this show?
It was
I know. And remember,
I do now. I remember now.
Yeah.
So
and remember, y'all follow us at Reality Gaze Podcast on Instagram, Reality Gaze Pod on Twitter, realitygazepodcast.com for all kinds of memes. Come at us on Cameo.
I said all of that earlier and you weren't listening. I just said all of that.
I was somewhere else.
You were on your grinder.
Maybe. I was actually checking.
If you're on your grinder right now or your Bumble and you want to get us some dick tonight, you know the best way to do that, Poodle?
Manifest it.
Manifest it.
Lord help the mister who comes between me and my sister. And Lord help the sister that comes between me and my man.